I don't know that.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'm going to call the village board meeting to order. Please silence cell phones and refrain from using during the meeting. I look for an approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Public appearances and citizens' comments on items not listed on this agenda. Items will not be debated or acted upon at this meeting, but will be referred to the proper staff or committee if action is required. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Daniel, did you want to speak now or when we're at the library section?
Yeah, I'll take the agenda item.
Okay. And Shannon, you didn't want to speak? Or?
No, I'm just here. I have the Art in the Park permit up and I'm just the representative.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, Shannon, thank you. Okay. Approval of the consent agenda.
Roger, one note I do wanna
Okay.
make, so Art in the Park, Shannon is here to represent. The only change this year is that we do have a police officer that's going to be attending the festival, I believe, from 11 to 4. Because their attendance is growing, which is awesome. But otherwise, everything's the same.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
A second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You are approved, Shannon.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Me too.
Okay, item 5, new business. Consideration, discussion, natural lawn permit. Thackers.
Yeah, so our clerk's office received the natural lawn permit that's in your packet. We've had a few of these in the past couple of years, so it should look somewhat familiar. The permit was complete. They sent out the required letter to the neighbors and got one letter of concern back. Our ordinance says 50% or more, and then we would deny it, but we received one. How many were sent, Amy?
I think
Remember?
Sherry sent, 30.
Sure, so obviously
wow.
not close to the 50% mark, so, but yeah, otherwise happy to answer any questions.
Did everybody see this return? This
It is in the packet.
in the packet? Did you read
Yeah,
that?
actually I saw it, but I couldn't read it. I was reading it online.
All right, I think that, in reply to the above letter, if permit is approved, I feel it is right, is that what you think? I'll be, if he granted the 10, if he's granted the 10-foot holdback or setback, whatever.
Yep, so, and what I would remind the board is that if you look in the second paragraph of the permit on there, the last sentence or the last couple sentences says, in addition, natural lawns shall not be permitted within 10 feet of an abutting property owner's property unless in writing by the abutting property owner it's waived, which obviously he's not waiving that, so they would still have to follow what's on this permit.
So basically whoever that is saying, I'm okay with this as long as she follows the 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 foot,
yeah.
Yeah.
But it can't be on the terrace. Yeah, so there's it can't be, this shall include at a minimum property located between the sidewalk and the street or a strip not less than 10 feet adjacent to the street where there is no sidewalk, whether it's private or public ownership. So it's a pretty specific area. I mean, it truly has to be in your yard away from others. So, yeah.
Okay. So we should need an approval for the application for the thing.
Yep.
So I motion to approve the application for natural lawn management plan permit for Barbara Thacker. Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item B, consideration discussion Prairie House Senior Development Agreement. Are they on?
Yes, Megan is here. I think she'll be familiar to all of you. You've probably seen her at previous meetings, but Megan is here from Wisconsin Housing Preservation, the developer on this project. This is kind of the final step for the Village Board and Plan Commission. From here out, the developer will work with our building inspector and the state to get the necessary permits and get going. but the development agreement was sent to you all and is included in the packet as well. This development agreement is fairly standard on the village end of things in terms of language and what the developer is responsible for. Three things I want to know. The first thing is that this agreement was developed by village staff with our village expert team, if you will, financial advisor, village planner, village attorney, village engineer, and then obviously along with Megan and her team. So it was truly a team effort from everyone involved, and everyone is on the same page. The second thing I want to point out is in the development agreement, maybe the two parts to pay attention to the most for the board. The developer is responsible for public road improvements on their side of Elmer Road to the property line. That includes all utilities going to the end of the property line, and then curb, gutter, and sidewalk as well. So that's included in there. And then also there is a pilot payment. A pilot payment is a payment in lieu of tax. Wisconsin Housing Preservation has stated since the beginning that this would be a tax exempt 50 unit, 55 and up, a senior housing complex or senior apartment complex. And have agreed to pay a pilot. The pilot schedule is listed out in the development agreement. Just a quick synopsis. They expect to be tax exempt for the 2028 tax year. So for 2027 taxes paid in 28, they will be paying their normal tax bill, and it will be whatever is constructed as of January 1 of 27. That's how assessments for taxes work. Beginning in 28, so payable in 29, they will pay the village $20,000 a year for the next 3 years, and then beyond that, they will pay $20,000 plus 2% or CPI, whichever is less. So that is the agreement that we came to. Like I said, our team signed off on it, as with Megan's team. Megan, did I miss anything or forget to add anything?
Nope. Thanks, Kelsey, for the summary. You captured it.
Perfect. Any questions?
Will it have the same number of units as the current one?
The current one, I believe, is about 40 units, Megan. So this one's 50.
Oh, good.
So 50 units, 1 and 2 bedroom, and there'll be a community room kind of area, a fitness area, and then the underground parking, as we talked about in previous meetings. And yeah, it will be for 55 and greater. So
Oh, great. It's so nice to have it
Yes.
in our community.
yes.
I move to approve the Prairie House Senior Development Agreement.
Second,
Okay, any further discussion or questions of Megan? Okay, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you all. We're looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
Okay. Item C, consideration discussion ordinance 26-05 to amend chapter 37-14 for bid solicitation procedures in the municipal code of the village of New Glarus. Page 24. Kelsey?
Yeah, so this is something Attorney Morgan and I worked on together, and it's something that really is another one of those housekeeping things to kind of bring our ordinance in check with state norms. There's a lot of language here because we took the whole ordinance, but really the big change is matching our bid solicitation minimum to the state's minimum. So our bid solicitation minimum in our ordinance right now is $15,000, and what that means is anything over $15,000, we would have to go through the formal bid process, which is time consuming and costly for the village. The state's minimum, to put it in perspective, is $50,000. I assume that the $15,000 limit was set a long time ago when $15,000 was a larger, amount of money. So it's Bill Morgan's recommendation that we up it to what the state minimum is. So the language in here says that it'll match whatever the state's is. Right now it's at 50, but staff will kind of keep track of that obviously as the years go. But that way we're not having to bring this ordinance every single time the state updates anything.
question?
Yeah.
Could we actually go more than that if we chose to?
I definitely think that you could. Our attorney's recommendation was to stay in line with the state,
Okay.
because it's justifiable as to why you came up with that number. But I do believe the municipalities have the right to decide.
Okay, good.
Yep, but this would allow, up to $50,000, anything over $50,000, then we're going through that whole formal bid process. And those guidelines in the ordinance did not change.
Okay, thank you.
So would this help us with our local vendors too?
Potentially, what it really helps us with is smaller projects. Like a perfect example is pool painting. We paint the pool every 2 to 3 years. Pool painting used to only cost about $13,000, so it fell under that minimum. For the same exact service 2 years later, it's $23,000. There's very few companies in the area that do pool painting to begin with, so usually what ends up happening in those situations is you go through this whole formal bid process. And staff are diligent about getting bids, even if it's not the formal bid, but the formal bid process requires us to post it in the paper, to have the, sealed bid opening, et cetera, et cetera. So it really delays things and you end up with sometimes the same result that you would have had before. So it's really a testament to trusting staff to obviously make good decisions in terms of financial, making sure you're making a good financial decision, not spending money that doesn't need to be spent, but also saving money and time for the village.
Well, my question was kind of aimed at the streetscape, if we could have gone with our local person, if we wouldn't have had to bid it.
Yeah, I mean, that one still would have been way over, because I think the winning bid was $98,000, so and our budget for that project was $200,000. So we would have, I don't see a world where we wouldn't have bid that, but definitely for smaller concrete projects, maybe something that costs $10,000, this would, I guess, let's say $16,000, this would allow us not to have to go through the formal bid process and rather request bids from companies. That's staff's usual practice now, and I know Chief is here and has done this a long time too, but we usually reach out to companies that either we've worked with in the past or local companies to make sure we're getting competitive pricing, but also making sure that we're trying to work with local as much as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
So we're going,
The easy thing is to just look at what's on the agenda and you can approve the resolution as it's on the agenda if that's what you're choosing to do.
Motion to approve ordinance 2605 to amend chapter 37-14 bid solicitation procedures and municipal code in the village of New Glarus, Wisconsin.
Okay. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, consideration discussion village hall renovation design update. This is just an update, right?
Yeah.
Chelsea?
This is my exciting one. So this is, like Roger said, just an update. We've reached the 50% mark of design with our village engineer and designer Strand. So at this point, we felt it was a good time to bring it to the board and to the public, just the idea right now of what we'd like to do with Village Hall. Obviously would welcome any feedback, but we do not need any formal motions. So just to kind of give everybody a very quick tour, if you're looking at the plan with the Strand logo down in the lower left-hand corner, the vestibule, the front doors are right there at the front. Everybody can see that. So the exterior doors and windows are all remaining the same. The challenge that we're really trying to do with this building is to use the exterior footprint as is, including exterior doors and windows, both to save money and to just respect the fact that we love this building. We want to improve it. We have plans to fix the stuff on the outside, hopefully redo the mural on the front as well. But we really are trying to work with what we have, which I think is very Swiss of us. So what our plan is when you walk in the vestibule, Sherry's current office, our deputy clerk's current office has the big window. That will be cut back to where the wall ends there, and that's gonna become a small office for building permits and our WPPI representative. That's really gonna open up that lobby area really nicely. When you first walk in, you're gonna see a very large window right in front of you. That's gonna actually be Amy's office. The plan right now is to have a window that she can see out of so when people come in, but people cannot see in, but it'll let in really great light for her as well. We'll have a communal counter where utility and clerks are all at the same counter space, which is has been a big desire for our staff, especially when somebody's out, it'll be a lot easier to cover. So Sherry, Beth, and Amy's office all have access, and mine as well, all have access to that counter, but it is not accessible behind the counter to the public, which was also something that was important to us. There's a lot of doors in this plan, and that was a conversation that we had with Chief Sturdivant and our design team about security. One of our goals of this project is to really make Village Hall more secure and safe for staff and for people visiting. So having those doors in the places that they're listed there allow us to fob them and only either buzz people in or have them open certain times of the day. It also allows us to safely rent out the back of the building and not have access to the rest of the building. Another key change with this plan, and so the floor plans you're looking at is the main floor, what we're in right now, and then the balcony. Another key point with this plan is to really make the balcony a little bit more usable. There is not gonna be an elevator, but we're gonna take out the very interesting spiral staircase in the front of the village hall, and we're gonna put in a traditional staircase that will be accessible to the public when they come in the lobby. And while we aren't gonna have any business up there, because we will not have an elevator, it could be a really cool space for either staff to spend their break, or to have like some kind of art gallery or historical gallery. We could maybe even work with Becca to get some cool artifacts from the village up there. And then we're also going to be improving the balcony out front, and so that staff can enjoy their lunches or breaks out there. Because right now it is not usable because of the floor. Another big key of this is the boardroom. We want to get out of this long and narrow boardroom that can only seat, 20 people maybe, and really have a boardroom that not only accommodates more residents comfortably, so we don't have people standing, but also accommodates the full board and all the department heads at the table, which was something that was important to us, and also improving technology. So we also aren't depending on a TV on a cart anymore. So I would say those are the biggest changes, in addition to just adding staff offices, getting staff out of closets, getting staff out of shared offices. Really trying to set us up for the future. We have 2 storage rooms in the back that are office sized, so that if we ever had to expand or add more staff, one of them actually has a window that we could do so in those offices back there. We needed more secure storage, so we definitely added that as well, especially for election materials. We are, the clerk is the record keeper of the village, so it's really important for Amy and Sherry to have that storage and make sure it's secure.
Is there anything in here for sound deadening?
Yeah, so we are going to be putting the plan is to put acoustical panels both in the current library. We're also looking at like suspending acoustical panels as well. We're keeping the skylights. We are really trying to work with what we have. So there's really not even that many walls moving. It's really just kind of reconfiguring space. And then we're also, as long as the budget allows, which we hope it will, we're doing cosmetic upgrades to the bathrooms, kitchen, and community room. And part of those cosmetic upgrades includes acoustical panels in the community room to help make that a little more sound friendly.
That's good.
That's great.
The acoustical panels would be really good.
Yes, yeah. And just having, the building be able to all like cool or heat at the same time, and not have one room blistering hot and one room blistering cold. So yeah, it'll be great.
Looks good.
So yeah, no formal actions needed, and we'll bring up more updates as we go through it. But if anybody had any feedback about suggestions or things they wanted to see changed, now would be a great time, because I could take those back to the designer.
Are they doing exterior fixes?
Yeah, that's our hope. For sure, where the stucco is missing or the facade is missing, we wanna take care of that, because that's an issue. If we have the budget, as part of this project, we would like to redo the mural in the front of Village Hall. It may be a project separate, from this, just depending on
Facade
cost.
improvement grant?
I was just gonna
We
say.
unfortunately do not qualify because we are a municipal building, that's a very nice try. But yeah, so yeah, we have vague plans and ideas about things we'd like to do, but it's really gonna be budget dependent, so. As you all know, this building was last touched in 1980 and the basement's original to 1908.
I feel like we should keep the spiral staircase.
Maybe to redo the mural outside, maybe. We could get somebody to donate some money.
That would be great. Anybody that would be interested in donating anything towards that, we would certainly love to have that conversation and welcome it, so.
Do we get to choose the mural then, or?
We'd like to refurbish what is there now,
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm out then.
Will not be a picture of you.
What? That's not what I was
Oh,
thinking.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Item 6, library, consideration special library update in 26-04 library board resolution, village board reading.
So we got our final bill packet distribution this week, which means I can start working on the final financials and getting money where it needs to go. We aren't gonna be able to close out the grant until September though, because the bill packet isn't coming to the village board until after July 7th, which is our next quarterly report. So anyway, that'll drag out a little bit, but it's really not gonna be that much work for us. We have finishing touches that'll take place in July, the rest of the shelving, the rest of the furniture, the outdoor furniture, hopefully by August, everything should be in place. So that's exciting, and the community is loving the new library. We're tripling our numbers, the books that are flowing through that library right now. If you walk in at certain times of day, it's but it's really fun. It's fun to see people so happy about it, so that's great.
Okay,
All right. So last week's library board meeting, we passed library resolution 26-04 LB, and this is a resolution recognizing your efforts in this. Whereas the Village Board of New Glarus, Greene County assisted the New Glarus Public Library Board in its pursuit of building a new library in New Glarus, working towards expanded facilities for the community and never giving up in the face of challenges over many years. And whereas the village board committed to allocating funds in the amount of $500,000 to support the New Glarus Public Library's building project. And whereas the village board drew from its strong relationships within the community, collaborating with the Swiss Church and the town of New Glarus in its endeavor to build a new library. And whereas the village board prioritized quick action in purchasing property from the town of New Glarus, as well as the Swiss Church. And whereas the village board worked under a tight deadline to help submit a grant proposal for FFP funds, written to secure $4.25 million for the library project. And whereas the village board trustees dedicated time and energy to advocate for the library building project, offering guidance and support to the library board and staff. Whereas the village board and its village administrators have diligently worked toward the goal of a new library for the community. And now therefore be it resolved that the New Glarus Public Library Board does hereby recognize the New Glarus Village Board for sharing our vision for building a new building to serve the community. And we extend our gratitude to you because we all know that without your support and involvement in this wouldn't have happened. So thank you.
Get one of those to Peggy, I appreciate that.
Okay.
I'll put Peggy right around.
Thank you.
and
Thanks,
Amy,
Daniel.
okay, I guess we're down to item 12. Announcement. The village board will adjourn into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 1985-1C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, and performance, evaluating data of any public employee over the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercising responsibility. The annual village administrator's performance review. Okay, we need a motion to go into closed session.
Motion.
Okay, and then roll call.
Thanks, Daniel.
I think
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you all.
Was it Becca and then Jesse, or Jesse and then Becca?
Who was Becca first?
Okay,
She did the so moved trick.
got it. Becca,
Yes.
Jesse,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Roger,
Yes.
you have a 6 and yes.